On Thursday, the 12th of June 2025, a profound sadness fell over the city of Ahmedabad and indeed the entire nation. What began as a routine departure for Air India Flight AI-171, a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner bound for London, ended in an unimaginable catastrophe. Shortly after taking off from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport at 1:38 in the afternoon, the aircraft encountered a catastrophic failure. It tragically plummeted from the sky, carving a path of destruction and sorrow that has touched countless lives, both in India and across the world, reminding us all of the fragility of human existence and the suddenness with which life can change forever. The flight was carrying 242 souls, a diverse tapestry of humanity. There were families embarking on holidays, students traveling to their universities, business people on their way to meetings, and a dedicated crew of 12 who had promised to see them safely to their destination. Among the passengers was the respected former Chief Minister of Gujarat, Vijay Rupani, whose loss was deeply felt across the political spectrum. The flight's passenger list read like a story of dreams and aspirations, now tragically cut short. The news of the crash sent shockwaves through communities as people anxiously awaited information about their loved ones, their hopes dimming with each passing moment. The aircraft crashed into the bustling BJ Medical College hostel mess, a place usually filled with the lively chatter of more than 100 students enjoying their midday meal. This terrible turn of events meant the tragedy was not confined to the sky. The impact was devastating, claiming the lives of innocent people on the ground who were simply going about their day. The collapse of the building added another layer of complexity and heartbreak to an already dire situation. The area, located just 5 kilometers from the airport, was instantly transformed from a place of learning and camaraderie into a scene of immense loss and grief. In the midst of this overwhelming loss, a small glimmer of hope emerged. One man, Vishwash Kumar Ramesh, a 45-year-old British national seated near an emergency exit, was found alive amidst the wreckage. He became the sole survivor from Flight AI-171. His survival is nothing short of a miracle, yet it is a miracle tempered by the immense emotional and psychological burden he now carries. He was rushed to Ahmedabad Civil Hospital, where he is receiving the best possible medical care for his injuries and profound trauma. His story serves as a poignant reminder of the sheer chance that governs our lives, and the deep scars, both visible and invisible, that such events leave behind. The journey of Flight AI-171 was cruelly brief. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner, one of the most modern aircraft in the skies, had just lifted off from the runway when something went terribly wrong. The pilots, in a final desperate act, issued a mayday call, a universal signal of extreme distress that alerted air traffic control to the unfolding emergency. However, after that initial call for help, there was only silence. The controllers' subsequent attempts to re-establish contact were met with no response, a chilling indicator that control of the aircraft had been completely lost. The plane, heavy with fuel for its long-haul flight to London, descended rapidly and uncontrollably towards the densely populated city below. The chosen destination for this flight was London's Gatwick Airport, a common route connecting the vibrant city of Ahmedabad with the United Kingdom. The 230 passengers on board were a mix of nationalities, reflecting the global connections our world now shares. There was a newlywed man from Vadodara, Bhavik Maheshwari, just 26 years old, starting a new chapter in his life. There was Harpreet Hora, a 30-year-old woman from Indore, who had changed her travel plans to be home for her husband's birthday. An Indian-origin Canadian dentist, Nirali Patel, and a young medical student from Gwalior, Aryan Rajput, were also amongst those whose journeys ended so tragically and so close to where they had begun. The impact on the ground was equally devastating, extending the circle of grief far beyond the passengers and crew. Within the BJ Medical College hostel, the crash claimed the lives of 4 undergraduate students and 6 relatives of resident doctors who were visiting. The chaos and destruction also took the life of a 15-year-old boy, Akash Patani, who was near his mother's humble tea stall close by. The official death toll is still being carefully confirmed, as the difficult process of identifying all the victims is underway. but authorities have indicated that the total loss of life, including those on the ground, has tragically surpassed 290 people. The stories of those lost paint a heartbreaking picture of lives filled with promise. 2 crew members from Manipur, Kongbre Latpam, Nganthoi Sharma and Lamnanthem Singson, were known for their professionalism and warmth, representing the best of the airline's dedicated staff. Each name on the list represents a family shattered, a community in mourning, and a future that will never be realized. The sheer scale of the human loss is difficult to comprehend, a stark reminder that behind every statistic is a personal story, a cherished memory, and a void that can never be filled. The city of Ahmedabad now carries these scars, a permanent memorial to all the lives intertwined in this single tragic moment. In the immediate aftermath of the crash, a remarkable and swift rescue operation was launched, demonstrating the resilience and collaborative spirit of our nation's emergency services. More than 500 personnel from the Indian Army, the Indian Air Force, the Coast Guard, and 7 specialized teams from the National Disaster Response Force were deployed to the site. They worked tirelessly, side by side with local police and fire brigades, in an incredibly challenging and hazardous environment. Their first priority was to search for survivors and provide immediate medical aid to the injured, navigating the unstable wreckage and ongoing fires with immense courage and determination. The nation's leadership responded with urgency and compassion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah traveled to Ahmedabad the very next day, on June 13th. They visited the crash site to personally oversee the response efforts and then went to Ahmedabad Civil Hospital to meet with the injured and offer comfort to the grieving families. Their presence conveyed a powerful message of solidarity and support from the highest levels of government. Home Minister Shah confirmed the immense difficulty of the situation, explaining that DNA testing would be essential for identifying many of the victims due to the severity of the incident, a painful but necessary step to bring closure to families. The investigation into the cause of this tragedy began almost immediately. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau has taken charge of the formal probe, a meticulous process aimed at uncovering the truth and preventing future accidents. A crucial breakthrough came on Friday when the flight recorders, commonly known as the black box, were recovered from the debris on the rooftop of the hostel. These devices, the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder, hold vital information about the aircraft's final moments and will be central to the investigation. The government has also formed a separate high-level committee to examine the broader circumstances and recommend new safety guidelines. The international aviation community has also stepped forward to offer its expertise and support. The U.S. National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Aviation Administration are sending a team of experts to assist the AAIB. They will be joined by representatives from Boeing, the aircraft manufacturer, and GE Aerospace, the engine maker. In a precautionary but necessary measure, India's aviation watchdog, the DGCA, has ordered an enhanced safety inspection of Air India's entire fleet of Boeing 787 Dreamliners. This collective effort, involving national and international bodies, underscores a shared commitment to finding answers and ensuring the safety of air travel for everyone. The response from the corporate world, particularly from the companies most directly involved, has been one of deep sorrow and commitment. Tata Group Chairman N. Chandrasekaran, whose company owns Air India, described the incident as one of the darkest days in the group's long history. In a gesture of profound responsibility, the company has pledged significant support to those affected. They have announced a compensation of 1 crore rupees for the family of each person who lost their life, and they will cover all medical expenses for the injured. Furthermore, they have committed to funding the complete rebuilding of the damaged BJ Medical College hostel, a promise to help heal the community's physical wounds. The global community has joined India in its mourning, with messages of sympathy pouring in from leaders across the world. Heads of state from the United Kingdom, the United States, China, Russia, Pakistan, Singapore, and many other nations have expressed their heartfelt condolences. In the United Kingdom, where the flight was headed, King Charles III announced that he would lead a moment of silence and that the traditional Trooping the Colour parade would be amended as a mark of respect for the many British nationals and others who were lost. These gestures of international solidarity provide a small measure of comfort, showing that in times of great tragedy, humanity stands together across borders. For the families of the victims, the road ahead is long and unimaginably difficult. To help them navigate this painful period, Air India has established dedicated assistance centres in Ahmedabad and other key cities. They have also arranged special relief flights to bring family members to Ahmedabad, ensuring they can be close to their loved ones and receive support. In addition to the airline's efforts, government agencies and even financial institutions like the Life Insurance Corporation of India have stepped up, promising to relax documentation rules for claims to ease the burden on grieving families. Multiple helplines have been established to provide information and counselling. This terrible accident serves as a solemn and painful lesson. While we mourn the immense loss, we must also look forward with a renewed determination to improve air safety. The ongoing investigations, the enhanced safety checks, and the collaboration between national and international experts are all crucial steps on this path. The hope is that by understanding exactly what went wrong with Flight AI-171, we can implement changes and strengthen protocols to prevent such a tragedy from ever happening again. The greatest tribute we can pay to those who were lost is to build a future where the skies are safer for all who travel them,